The biggest single pollution on the Sackville River is acid rain, and it's just too big a problem for us to fight. But the second biggest problem is urbanization, specifically siltation. And even possibly more important than that is lack of interest. How do I get the public to come to the Sackville River and say, I love it and I want to protect it? One way we did that is to build what we call our conservation corridor, a multi-use active transportation trail, which is right here today, which people will see on Saturday, to bring the people back to really appreciate the river. If people don't know about the river or appreciate the river, then they won't protect it. Other challenges we have is siltation. Would you want smoke in your bedroom? No. Does a fish want silt in this river? No. But when the glaciers retreated, they left these piles of dust called drumlins. When you break a drumlin open and it rains, all that dust, silt, washes into the river. And it plugs up the spawning beds. Fish can't see to eat. And it really destroys the river. And also, Sackville being the third largest city in Nova Scotia, of the little Sackville River watershed, which is the main tributary to the Sackville, 46% is now a hard surface. That means for every 2 raindrops that fall from the sky, we instantly lose 1. So in low water times in August, there's now low water times in June, July. And if you're a fish, where do you live? In the water. If there's no water, where do you live? So the challenge is to let the public know. The challenge is to work with all 3 levels of government who don't like each other, who won't work together to protect the river. And it's economically sensible. It's sustainable when you protect the river. Nova Scotia does not have a buffer legislation for rivers. Why don't we? Nova Scotia doesn't have a floodplain legislation. Why don't we? These things are basic to protect the river. And in 1995, the Sackville Rivers lobbied the municipality of Halifax County to put a floodplain designation at the municipal level. The Little Sackville River became the first river in the province of Nova Scotia to be fully floodplain. We are now using the example. And this all comes back to our volunteers. We have 200 wonderful volunteers. Richard Peckham, Dennis Bicknell, Aline McCormick, Al Owen. We need you, the public, to come to a meeting, a boring meeting. Pay your $10 a year, but then to pick a committee and work with that committee. Because we've got to show the public what we have. We have this beautiful river. Listen to it. I ask you to close your eyes and listen to the bubbling river. We can put that into a concrete pipe, or we can live beside it and see it through its 4 stages in this winter and its summer. And we can see wild Atlantic salmon. One of those rare moments in my life that I'll never ever forget is when I held my first child. But a moment almost equaling that was in 1990 when I held my first wild Atlantic salmon. And you could see the wildness in its eyes, and it knew it was going to be, and it was going to go down fighting. I'll just never forget that. And you only come with situations like that when you come to the river. Come to the river to throw rocks. Come to the river to pick up garbage. Just come to the river. And yes, we are also the destroyers of Mother Nature, but we're also the protectors of Mother Nature. And many people remember what Environment Canada used to say. Think globally, act locally.